Meanwhile, the Lagos state government says its total revenue target of 991.03 billion naira for the 2021 financial year is very much achievable as it began an aggressive implementation of its budget of rekindled hope. The government noted that as aggressive as the estimate in its 702.935 billion naira budget are, they were based on available economic information and intelligence which were made available to questioning across various levels of debate from stakeholders. The State Commissioner for Economic Planning and Budget, Sam Ogube, who led all the cabinet members at the media presentation of the fact behind the figures of 2021 Lagos state government budget, defended the approved budget of 1.164 trillion naira. He said the capital expenditure stands at 702.9 billion naira, while the recurrent expenditure stood at 460.6 billion naira and 192.5 billion naira for deficit. Ogube said if Lagos become more efficient, it will help the country to come together through its various corporate and institutional mechanisms to ensure that the state was able to get the kind of funding that is cheap enough without breaking anybody's back in the future.
Administration under the leadership of Mr. Governor Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu will leave no stone unturned in ensuring the full implementation of this budget. I have assured you earlier that we have a bespoke monitoring mechanism that just ensures we have our eyes on the ball at all times to drive the MDAs to do what is required to ensure a very strong budget performance. I'd like to also at this point mention that it's important as Lagos and as Lagosians that we also commit to upholding our civic responsibilities in paying the right taxes and encouraging our people to do so.
Good, especially when we're using them for capital projects. I think what is more important is our debt sustainability benchmark. To answer the question straight, we have two benchmarks that we follow. There is the Federal Debt Management Office benchmark of 30% revenue to debt. And of course, there's the World Bank benchmark, which is 40%. So on that basis, we closed the year 2020 at 19.8%. Very, very far low.
Presentation, the Special Advisor for Works and Infrastructure to the Lagos State Governor, Engineer Aramide Adeyoye, explained the preferred bidder for the much expected 4th mainland bridge Lagos will be announced in the 3rd quarter of this year. She said that the state government has so far concluded 3 out of the 6 steps in the selection process, adding that the last stage will be concluded between the 2nd and 3rd quarter of the year.
The 3rd mainland bridge was constructed well over 30 years ago, and we ought to have finished on this 4th mainland bridge. And one of the things that has not allowed us as a people and as a nation to actually close out on that has been the lack for the transparency that we needed to show if we were getting funding by a PPP basis. That we started. We started this process exactly in November 2019, where we did ask for expression of interest, International News and Nine News Journal. And that by that way, what we declared to the whole world was that we were going to throw up the cards open. And that
the importance of the rail line to decongesting Lagos, and with the financial structure already put in place, we're targeting the 3rd quarter of 2022 next year. So, I mean, all hands are on deck to ensure that the blue line as well as the red line becomes functional. Especially, I mean, for the blue line, we're talking about the section from Mile 2 to Marina, and then for the red line, we're talking about the section from Agbado all the way to Wiyingbo.
On his part, the Commissioner for Health, Professor Akin Abayomi, who strongly defended the government's excessive focus on COVID-19 over and above other equally seriously health conditions, said out of the 27 health centers in the state, only one was strictly devoted to COVID-19, while the rest were for other ailments, to ensure that COVID does not distract attention from them.
keep the economy open is the use of non-pharmaceutical interventions. Secondly, contact tracing and containment to slow down the transmission of the virus in the economy. If the virus is going to be with us for the next months or years, then it is something that we just have to get used to living with and adjust our lifestyle to accommodate this new phenomenon that we know as COVID.
We're going to build new schools. The new schools are of three types. First, we'll have the vocational schools. We have about 5 vocational schools in Lagos. Those are inadequate in number. They've been 5 for decades. And what we've agreed is that we're going to build mono schools. They are quite expensive to build because, apart from the building, you must equip and resource them well.